I was in grade 4 when my best friend and I decided to bunk school. An accident happened along the way home, and then she died on the spot. Here's a story of what really happened on that day.
Hey buddies, I'm back.
Hey buddies, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Nkolo PK, your favorite bishop's daughter, and I am back with a story time this time. I haven't done story times in a very long time, and I've been doing like story times on Facebook, and people have been enjoying them. And a lot of people on my inbox would say, yeah, we love your story times, but then you don't do them on YouTube anymore. Please, as much as you're doing them here on Facebook typed, please also do them on YouTube again. So I thought, let me just share this story that once happened in my life, and I've always wanted to share it. And I think this is the day that the Lord has made for me to speak about this particular story. Right, so I am actually eating breakfast, so I don't know if that's gonna disturb me, but guys, let's just get into this video. Don't mind my nails, please. Do not mind my nails. Let's get into this story. Okay, so I don't want the story to be long, so I'm gonna try and make it short as I can. So I had a best friend in grade 4. She's been my best friend from grade 1, 2, 3, and 4. Same class since, and we didn't stay far from each other. Like Ekaya, it was not like that far from her house, so big set Duzane. So we'd walk together also from school, going back home. I'd also visit her at home, like Ekaya. On Saturdays we'd also see each other. I'd go to her house, she would come to my house. They were just kids in jail. So what really happened on that day is that firstly, she was sick, so she had a headache, right? She had a headache, and then when she got there, she was like, yo, she has a headache, she's not feeling well. So because like usually when a child was sick, what they would do is that they would like ask someone to accompany you home, or they would like call a parent to come fetch you, right? So when she was like, yo, I'm going to tell umem ukuthi mina ngiyagula and then I'm going to go home. And I was like, if you are going home, then I'm going to be bored in school, so I also want to go with you. So let's make a deal. Let's just go to a teacher, tell the teacher that you are sick. Your grandmother can't walk to school to fetch you. Your mom is at work. Well, your uncles are at work, so no one is able to come fetch you. But so, and ask your teacher that, can I go with you and make sure that you're home safe and you are fine? Right? Right. So what happened is that we go to the teacher, we tell her, so I'm ma'am, I can't mention her name, guys, because this is a sensitive story. It's something that really happened, and so I just don't want to make it like extra complicated, so I won't mention her name. Let's just say her name is Faith. Cool. And then we go, I'm like, ma'am, Faith is sick, but her grandmother is home, though she can't come fetch her because she's a bit old. But I'm here. I can actually accompany her. It's not far, because Vele Iskola said it was like a walking distance from school to home. So usually we would walk after school back home. So it's like, I'm kapamina. And then a teacher, honestly, she had a problem. She was like, Nina, But then she was like, okay, cool. If you guys are leaving, so how many break? I'm saying we bunked school simply because I actually bunked school because I was not sick. and we came up with a trick just to trick umem, but everything that we said was like not entirely true. However, ugogo vele was there endlini, and her grandmother was like old, to come fetch her from school, and her mom was at work, right? So, but also like we made up a story so that I can also live with her and I cannot just anxious and be bored. So I just also wanted to have like a half day of school. So I can safely say I bunked school, literally. Cool. We decide to bunk school. We leave. But also, teacher had not like honestly given us like full permission to say you guys can leave, because she had said, okay, if you guys are gonna leave in a break, but then I still need to confirm that. So we did not wait for the confirmation as well. We just said, she said we can leave in a break, though she had told us we need to confirm with her first before we leave. I don't know what she wanted to confirm. Probably she wanted to write us a note or a letter or whatever, or speak to the principal first, or whatever procedure, I don't know, or call the parents first and let them know that we're coming. I don't know. But we did not wait for her to actually give us that confirmation. In a break, we decided to sneak out of the gate and we left. Cool. We left. It was that season Umatoyana. I don't know if people know that game, Umatoyana, where you guys make a ball in plastic, and then you guys posana so that it does not touch me. Yeah, that. So we had that ball, and then we kept on playing it on the road going home, mind you. And remember, it's break time. It's like 10:30, it's breaky. Like tulile stratini, it's very quiet. Kids are at school. Like tulile nje, it's just taxis, cars on the road. But agnabantwana nje stratini. And then we're just playing. Slali bola, sama sadlala, ibola lebalekele stratini. I fetch it, I touch her. And also we keep on playing, we play. And then we were like, we're gonna start egiti, and then if we can't get in change inform, and then we go to her house, and then I stay with her at her house, right, for the entire day. My dad was home. And then when we were just like 5 minutes away from Egiti, there's a corner there. A lot of people are Middleburg, they will know it. But when you just passed in extension 7, and then we in what's this bridge. So it's just like 4 minutes walk until Egiti. And then when we were just there busy playing, I don't know what happened. Yeah, but if I were to tell you what happened there, I would be lying, because I don't remember who had the ball. I don't remember who was barking the ball or who was throwing the ball, but I know that we were still playing. And then I crossed the street. Yeah, I think I crossed the street running to fetch the ball. I had just crossed the street running to fetch the ball. Mind you, I'm looking good direction, Aya Pambili, and she's behind me, coming towards me, trying to cross the street. And I think that was the moment where the car hit her. It was Ibakie 1400. I don't remember. I don't know if you guys remember those old vans. My van actually, 1400. It hurt her, and I was still running. I had goo. And then when I looked back, and then I saw the car hit her, because like she screamed. She did scream. I screamed. And then there was a guy who was coming from up, from Vatnoch. There's a place that we call Vatnoch. He was coming from up, walking down. And then he was the only man there close to us. However, there were only guys down the road who actually saw what happened, but they saw it from afar. Like they saw it up there happening, but they were like quite far. Same street, but down the road, right? So I got scared. I heard her scream. I also screamed. I ran back. I screamed. Even lo baba lo bekayehla ran because he literally saw what happened. He ran towards me and the van. I screamed. I kept on screaming her name. And then I kept on screaming, Mkhulu. The ubaba beka drive iveni because like beka mdala. I was old. So I kept on saying, Mkhulu, chayisa umnganami. And I kept on screaming, and I was literally already crying because I did not know what to do at that moment. And I was helpless. And even Naloya Baba Loya kept on shouting. Ubaba, who was driving the van, I don't know what was happening in her mind. I don't know if he was listening to something in the car. I don't know. But he was not hearing us at all. Instead, he continued driving from that stop sign to the next. To the next. I think that shop. Kamakukula, yes, Kamakukula, not Kakulus, Kamakukula. I drive ubaba azanga silalele. I don't know if behanga sizwa or begenza ngamabomu and or he wanted. We were running behind the van. Like running behind the van. And literally my friend was under the buggy rolling with the van. I don't know if something gripped her and then bega hamba neven ganje. Until to those, I think there were three guys who were just there on that stop. And then they bayanga phambili van and they tried stopping ubaba who was driving the van. And that's when he stopped. Even like taxis were passing, like were just stopped there. And then that's when he stopped. And when he stopped, because already there was blood from up there on the street going down like that. Yo, guys, remembering this thing, it makes me feel like it's something that just happened. Yo, like it was the hardest. And then, oh wow, I can't believe this really happened. And then when they actually took her out under the van, like I can't forget this trauma. Like I shame no ways. But keeper, those guys tried, and then the other guy tried calling amapoyisa. The taxi drivers tried calling amapoyisa ambulances, and then they kept on asking me, "Uguti wagupi? Do you have a number or sekaya? What?" And I was like, I don't have their numbers, but I know where they stay. And then she was like, uhlalaphi, and it was not far, so I was able to direct them where. But also I could not speak because I was traumatized. Number one, I was shocked. Like it was just a lot that just happened in like seconds, literally. And number one, I'm still young. I'm a grateful learner. This has never happened to me, and I am so traumatized. I'm scared. Number one, ukuthi siphume isikolo singakaphumi firstly, and I'm not even sure. I don't even know what to do, what to say, or I couldn't speak. I was just shivering the entire time, and they were trying to get information from me. And I was like, yeah, ukona. And then when they took it out of the car, guys, like, begasigegile like here, asegegile like here. She had long hair, like she had long, like extremely long hair. And then begasigegile here, and then begangeni esiti yemoto ngaphakathi. Like you would see the bubbles from like the acid yemoto. I think it ended up leaking, and then bengena ngaphakathi here and here, and then it would like create bubbles inside, because here it was like opened, and then here it was like opened. It was just a lot. It was a lot. And then I remember that taxi driver took me and was like, let's go fetch her parents. He took me, and then we went, and then we fetched Ugogo. And then we went back to the scene. Her mom was at work, and then they started calling her mom. When her grandmother got there, she screamed. When she saw her, she screamed. She screamed. Already, like, a lot of people started coming in, looking at the scene. I was just standing there like I was lost. We were standing a little bit far from the scene, alone, and there's so many things that going through your mind, and you look like you are lost. That was me. I looked like I was lost. I was thinking of so many things. I was thinking, what am I going to say to my dad? Because number one, my dad was strict, and I knew, hey, my dad is probably going to bait me, number one, for bunking school. Like, so many things were going through my mind at that time. And I didn't know Uguti she was dead or not, but I knew Uguti it was like bad. It was bad. I remember her grandmother kept on holding me like this and saying to me, shaking me here on my shoulders and asking me what happened. What happened? What happened? And I couldn't say anything. I was actually just crying. I couldn't speak. I couldn't talk. I was just a little girl traumatized. And then I walked up because, like, basically, ambulance, nama poisa, and they had already, like, still trying to take pictures, still trying to talk to that guy with Veni, and it was packed. It was packed. I took my school bag and I walked up. I left the scene. I walked up, going home. I got my dad and Leni. When I got home, I was still crying. My dad asked me what happened, and then I was like, let's go. Let's go. I left my school bag there. I took my dad's hand and we went to the scene. We walked to the scene, and then I think my dad figured out what happened, honestly. And then the only thing that my dad did was to hug me, give me like a very tight hug, squeezed me. And then, because I think I was expecting my dad to beat me. Like, I was honestly expecting my dad to beat the hell out of me. But instead, he embraced me. He gave me so much love. And he was like, kept on saying, Kyle, it's going to be fine. Don't worry. It's okay. It's going to be fine. Never. And that day, I was receiving so much love from my dad, and from my dad only, literally, because everyone on the scene was just like, kind of like, I felt like I was being bashed. I was being made like I caused this, or like I don't know, but a lot of people there made me look like a bad person, like made me look like, yeah, benyapi nyakanga nifuna lana batala basesikoleni, yeah, nifuna bheka manje. And I'm the one receiving it because my friend was just there lying down. Already she was dead, because they did say she died on the scene. And that was only said on me. I was the one who was bashed the entire time. And I think at that moment, what I needed was, are you okay? Are you fine? How are you feeling? And no one was able to give me that. Only my dad gave me that. And I think, because my dad once did say, after like so many years after it happened, he was like, no, I understood the trauma that you were going through. And I just wanted to deal with like the inner you at that moment. Later, what you guys bunk school, we're going to deal with that later. I was going to deal with that later. But now, we had to deal with the situation at hand and make sure that you're okay. Number one, I just lost my best friend right on the scene, right? Number two, already I feel bad that we were doing what we're doing. We're playing on the road. Already I feel bad. Secondly, already I feel bad that we left school without full permission. Number four, I feel bad that I couldn't protect her. Excuse me, I couldn't help her. And for some reason, I felt like maybe it should have just hit both of us at the same time, Sashona soul too. Or I felt like mina instead of her. There were so many things that were happening in my mind. And it was just so hard. It was so hard. I remember the next day, eskoleni, I went with my dad to school. And when they announced her passing, it was just a sad day for the entire school. In my class, it was worse. For me, I was in the staff room the entire day with my dad. Namapoyisa trying to get a statement out of me, trying to make me like explain what happened. But it was the saddest day for all of us. Those who went to primary school with me would remember the story. It was a sad day for all of us. It was like tragic. And I remember the next coming week, I couldn't go to school for the whole week. I didn't go to school because I was emotionally not okay. I was doing fine. I would just wake up in the middle of the night, cry. Hey, it was a lot. It was a lot. But yeah. Yo, guys, like, I think that was my first traumatic story ever in my life. That was the first time I actually lost someone really, really close to me, someone that I really, really loved. Her funeral was so painful. I remember looking at her in that coffin. Like she had long hair, like this length, like long. She had so many hair and long hair. She looked really weird. She had a stitch here. You could see that. Like, I could remember all the images. Like, I could just remember all the images that were just stored in my head at that young age. And when I think of them even now, I still remember everything exactly. Everything exactly. And it was just a painful funeral, man. It was just a painful funeral. It was extremely painful. It was so sad. And one thing that I'm very appreciative of was my parents. My parents were there for me. My parents really held my hand throughout that journey of me being traumatized, of me not being okay, of me being emotionally wrecked. Shem, they were there for me throughout. And guys, life. Ever since then, I made a vow that I will never ever bunk school. I will never ever leave school without anyone's permission. Also, I will never leave school near one, or even if with a friend, if there is no adult amongst us. Like Beseng Saba, I would be scared. I never ever bunked school ever after that. And that really like taught me like a huge lesson of life. And it was hard. I remember when I was I doing matric or grade 11? I don't remember. And then ngahlana no mawakhe. Yo, after so many years. And then I saw her mom. Her mom cried. And she was like, Nonkolo, my child would be like doing matric now. Like she would say like, every time I see you, like I always think of her. Like, and I would understand. It's like, marangbona, I would be like a remembrance of umtanak. Every time marangbona, like she would be reminded of her daughter. And fair enough, of course she should, because she knows me as the friend and she would see us together. So now she sees me alone, Kumtwana is no longer there. But what I appreciated most is that her mother was very loving towards me even after the funeral. She was very supportive even after the funeral. She kept or continued loving me still even after the funeral. She never even judged. So the fact that her mom understood the entire situation really made me to feel better and make me to be, and honestly showed me Uguti, it was really not my fault. As much as I kept on blaming myself, she was like, no, it's not really your fault. Please don't blame yourself. Don't ever think that I hate you or I'm mad at you or for what you guys did. And really that gave me so much peace. That gave me so much peace. And man, yeah, that's how I lost my grade 4 best friend. In a tragic accident that we never anticipated or even thought it would happen to us, but it happened. And I don't know how I got saved from that day. Yeah, things happen, guys, things happen. But I learned so much from that day. I learned a lot. Going forward, I was very careful of the things that I did, of the decisions that I made, because it really opened my eyes like further at that young age. So yeah, that's the story. I don't want it to be long. I just want it to be straightforward, straight to the point. Yeah, I can finally speak about this without crying, because so many years when I would want to share this or when I tell people the story, I would literally still cry. But I'm glad that I'm actually not there anymore. It still makes me sad a lot. It still pains me so much. When I think of it, I just like in a chicken skin. You see, very like in me chicken skin same time. Like, because it takes me back to that moment. Yo. But yeah. There are a lot of people who actually judged me, who actually spoke so ill about me, horrible things about me. But man, those things really made me stronger, and life continued. And I thank God for that friendship. I thank God for that 4-year friendship. It was the best friendship ever. I really loved it. I really loved her. She loved me. And I thank God for her. I thank God that she gave me a part of her. And yeah, though I did not appreciate the way she had to leave the world, but I honestly thank God for giving me the opportunity to be friends with her, because she was the best. And since then, I didn't have a best friend ever until high school. That's when from high school I got a best friend. But after that, I stopped having like close friends, close best friends. In primary school, I was just not there anymore. I stopped it until high school. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching the story time. I'm glad I was able to share this with you. I'm glad I was able to tell you guys a story. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want me to share more story times, it doesn't have to be like a bad or horrible story like this one. Please do comment down below. Oh man, may her soul rest in peace. I really loved that girl. I still pass Egibo, even though ngangeni, like sometimes ngiyasaba, sometimes I don't even know if her mom is still alive or not. I'm not sure at the moment, hey, because I haven't seen her in years as well. The last time I saw her, I think it was when I was doing grade 11 matric. Along those years, I would see her a lot. But after that, I don't know what happened. But I still pass Egibo, so I don't know if they still stay there, because I don't use that road more oftenly. But when I do, I would still see their house. I'd be like, oh my gosh. But life is hectic that way. Thank you guys for watching. Please do subscribe, click on the notification bell and comment down below. I love you.